Welcome, everybody. I am very pleased to be joined today by our Ikigai coach of the month, Martin Wilson, over in the UK. So welcome, Martin.
Thank you, Paul. Great to be here.
Good to have you on the show, Martin. And as you know, we do just ask a couple of questions to some of our Ikigai coaches around the globe to ask them about their practice, their business, how they are, what their approach toward Ikigai as a philosophy is. And I would like to start off with you to can you kind of explain to me why you choose to add Ikigai as a tool to your practice? Because I know you're in business for quite a lot, for many, many years.
Yeah. So in business for 20 years now, after around 15 years in corporate life, Paul. So I guess for me, look, we've known for a long time that a sense of purpose boosts our capacity to make the greatest impact in the work we do. The exciting thing for me is that the Ikigai tool now makes it possible for anyone to gain the clarity, the courage, and the confidence to work and live with purpose. And look, thinking about the challenging year that we've all just had, and I guess we're kind of continuing with those challenges. We know that in times of crisis, individual purpose can help people face up to uncertainties and navigate them better. I recently saw some McKinsey research that found that people who say they're living their purpose at work, they report levels of well-being that are 5 times higher than those people who aren't. Now, look, we know that's not new news. Over half a century ago, Viktor Frankl cited research linking a sense of purpose to positive mental health. It's just that now, thankfully, well-being and resilience, they're firmly on the agenda for individuals and for organizations. And for me, Paul, that means Ikigai just has to be part of my coaching practice.
Yeah, that's exactly that. So this is also confirmed by the research that's done by the Okinawa Center for Longevity Science, where they are following the inhabitants from the island of Okinawa since the mid-70s. And it's called Ikigai there, but like you're saying, the loose translation probably is something like purpose. And this is also indeed confirmed on their university as well. And I know when you read into your website, you see. You read that one of your purpose is bringing humanity back to the workplace, right?
Yeah.
Can you explain a bit what is your intention with that? What do you want to achieve?
Yeah, good question. So that was 20 years ago that I had that strap line for the business I set up. And back then, really, talking about bringing humanity back into the workplace, you didn't see a lot written about that. You didn't see a lot written about humanity, about care, about kindness. And again, thankfully, nowadays you do, and there's a good reason for that, because all the research, tells us, look, it's the right thing to do, but also it's absolutely, in a business sense, absolutely the right thing to do. So, for me, we know purpose has a long history. So one of my favorite quotes, which again, I've used for this past 20 years, is from the American author Studs Terkel. So decades ago, he wrote that work is a search for daily meaning as well as daily bread, for recognition as well as cash, for astonishment rather than torpor. In short, for a sort of life rather than a Monday through Friday sort of dying. It's like, wow, a sort of life rather than a Monday through Friday sort of dying. That really sums it up for me, Paul. We need a compelling why. We want a cause. And being disconnected from our purpose at work can lead us to be physically present, but we're psychologically absent. We sleepwalk through the days. We just go through the motions. As you put it in the Ikigai model, we may be making a living, but we're empty. Yeah. And the thing is, unfulfilled purpose, I've seen it lead to unhealthy thinking and dysfunctional behavior. you get the very opposite of resilience. What you get is you get fragility. You know, how we feel, what we do, how we relate to others, that they can all be affected. And how can we successfully lead others if we're not first leading ourselves? And we also know employee engagement is determined by the quality of the employee experience. And a key part of the employee experience is leaders showing care and consideration, i.e. humanity, for their employees' well-being. The problem is that conversations in organizations, they still tend to focus on what people are good at or what they're not so good at. You know, people have performance reviews, for example. Now here's a thought. Maybe it should be renamed a purpose and performance review. You know, we know that there's that strong body of research showing that people who have a strong sense of purpose, they tend to do better on a number of different measures of mental health, well-being, even cognitive functioning. So it makes perfect sense for organizations and leaders to be generous with the time and attention they give to purpose, and to really value its role in retaining and bringing out the best in people. And the great thing is the Ikigai framework helps to do that, because it gives leaders the tools to have powerful and practical conversations with their people about finding and applying their true passion.
So would that also be the approach then, Martin, that you suggest that companies can use applying the Ikigai model for their own employees?
Yeah, you know, absolutely. Look, maybe some organizations, already are. I don't see it as widely distributed as I would like. You know, there's a book that I'm a big fan of called 5 Conversations. You know, for me, there's a handful of critical conversations that leaders need to be having. I'm a firm believer that leadership is a conversation. And I think unless one of those conversations leaders are having with their people regularly is about purpose, then you're simply not creating the conditions for people to do their best work. And if you're not creating the conditions for people to do their best work, then for me, you're not really leading.
Absolutely. It was really wonderful to talk to you about all of this today, Martin. So thanks for joining me, and looking forward to continue our journey of bringing purpose to the workplace together.
Fantastic. Great to see you. Take care.